On November 12th, President-elect Donald Trump announced his intention to appoint Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy to co-head the Department of Government Efficiency. This new department's name was not chosen at random. It conveniently forms the acronym Doge. Since at least 2020, Elon Musk has had something of an obsession with the Dogecoin cryptocurrency. It's all but certain that the Department of Government Efficiency's name was his idea. Immediately prior to the presidential election, Dogecoins traded hands for approximately 18 cents apiece. As of the time of recording this video, the price of Dogecoin has more than doubled to almost 39 cents. Based on a circulating supply of 147 billion coins, Dogecoin has a market capitalization of $57 billion. The price movements of cryptocurrencies can be very difficult to understand. Cryptocurrencies have no intrinsic value, so their prices are decided purely by market sentiment. But that doesn't mean we should ignore the crypto market altogether. The election of Donald Trump has reinvigorated a speculative fervor, so we'll probably be talking about crypto quite a bit over the next 4 years. It's easy to dismiss Dogecoin as a joke, propped up by meme traders and novice investors. While this may be true, millions, if not tens of millions of people around the world actively trade Dogecoin. Tens of billions of dollars worth of Dogecoin trade hands every single day. In this video, we'll look at the psychology of why so many people invest significant portions of their net worth into a joke meme coin. We'll then look at how this relates to the recent presidential election and the Department of Government Efficiency. In 2013, Doge was one of the most, if not the most, widely circulated memes on the internet. The meme consists of a picture of a Shiba Inu dog with its internal monologue written in colorful text with the Comic Sans font. The text is generally two-word phrases with improper grammar. Dogecoin was founded in 2013 by two software engineers, Australian national Jackson Palmer and American national Billy Marcus. Here's a short clip from 2014 where Jackson Palmer explains why and how they created Dogecoin.
Well, so a lot of people think it was some master plan, but it wasn't at all. It was purely accidental.
Was it a joke initially?
It was.
Just like,
yeah. It was just kind of a comment on a whim. At the time, I was like monitoring altcoins, and so there's a lot. There's been like Feathercoin, Primecoin, Quarkcoin, a million different something coins. And so I was just sitting around one night on Twitter and said, hey, I'm going to invest in Dogecoin. I think it's the next big thing. Because at the time, I'd read Adrian Chen's article on Gawker saying that Doge is the first good meme. And it was voted meme of 2013 as well.
Nice.
So I just kind of put the two together and didn't think anything of it. You know, a couple days passed and heaps of people were kind of like, that's a really cool idea. You should make a thing of it. So one day I sat down at home with a beer and I just sat there. I bought Dogecoin.com. That's a bit funny. And I slapped the Doge face onto a coin and just put it live. And I wake up the next day to, you know, heaps of retweets. And my co-founder, who's based up in Portland, had messaged me and said, hey, I found that you can change I forked the Bitcoin source code or the Litecoin source code, and you can change the font to Comic Sans. I'm like, ooh, okay, we got to do this. Like, that's hilarious. So
is this all it takes to start an altcoin? Like, you can literally just like copy the source,
pretty much
change a couple things.
Yeah. Most of the altcoins out there are the Bitcoin or Litecoin source code, depending on what algorithm you want to use. And there's kind of a series of magic numbers which you can change, which affect the way that miners are rewarded. You know, the rewards they receive, how difficulty is retargeted, a whole bunch of stuff like that. And then you can just kind of release it out into the wild.
According to Palmer, Dogecoin was created as a joke. They copy and pasted the Litecoin source code and made a few minor changes. It took almost zero effort to create Dogecoin. Anyone with an undergraduate computer science degree probably has the technical knowledge to make a cryptocurrency. It is estimated that there are over 13,000 cryptocurrencies in existence today, the vast majority of which are worthless. Despite being started as a joke, Dogecoin quickly developed a community of die-hard supporters. Most altcoins are distributed via an initial coin offering or ICO. In an ICO, the founders typically allocate a percentage of the coins to themselves, which they get for free. This can be cynically viewed as a cash grab. The primary purpose of most ICOs is for the founders to eventually dump their coins onto the market, thereby making a risk-free profit. Dogecoin was different. It did not have an ICO. Dogecoins were only created by mining. Anyone is free to mine Dogecoin. Technically, the founders didn't have any advantage over any other market participant. With that being said, Jackson Palmer and Billy Marcus were able to accumulate a significant number of coins in the early days, as they mined Dogecoins with their personal computers when the network difficulty was very low. The lack of an ICO and the relative ease of mining created the perception that Dogecoin is more fair and democratic than other cryptocurrencies. Anybody can get involved at a level playing field. The Doge meme also helped the community feel more welcoming. There were even reports of college students using school computers to mine Dogecoins. Unlike Bitcoin, Dogecoin has no theoretical maximum supply. Approximately 14 million new Dogecoins are mined every day. As of 2024, the total circulating supply of Dogecoin is approximately 147 billion. At least in the early days, most people in the community were not buying Dogecoins with the hopes of becoming rich. They just enjoyed being part of an online community built around an internet meme. The Dogecoin community started to make mainstream headlines around 2014, when they collectively raised 26 million Dogecoins valued at approximately $25,000 to give to the Jamaican bobsled team. The Jamaican bobsled team lacked the funds to travel to the Winter Olympics in Sochi, Russia. The team was indeed able to compete in Sochi. That same year, the community also raised 68 million Dogecoins valued at $55,000 to sponsor a NASCAR driver. As part of the sponsorship agreement, the Dogecoin logo was displayed prominently on the exterior of the car. Between 2013 and 2017, Dogecoin was basically a joke. Members of the Dogecoin community didn't really take themselves too seriously. It was an opportunity to have some fun and occasionally raise some money for good causes. The nature of the Dogecoin community and Dogecoin as an investment changed dramatically around 2017. If you remember, back in 2017 and 2018, there was a massive increase in the price of Bitcoin. A few early Bitcoin investors became absurdly wealthy as the price skyrocketed. Many novice investors started looking for new altcoins to invest in, hoping to achieve similar returns. This created a speculative bubble in the prices of many altcoins. Dogecoin was no exception. In January of 2018, the price of Dogecoin surpassed 1 cent for the first time ever. This gave the coin a market capitalization of $1.5 billion. By this point, the two co-founders were no longer involved with the community. Dogecoin had taken on a life of its own. Billy Marcus sold all of his Dogecoins in 2015 and used the proceeds to buy a used Honda Civic. Today, those coins would be worth tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars, but he did not know this at the time. Jackson Palmer is also believed to have sold all of his coins in the early days. During the height of the 2018 altcoin craze, Jackson Palmer spoke to Bloomberg, giving his thoughts on Dogecoin's valuation.
Now, you created Dogecoin, though. Are you shaking your head now that it's exploded and now receding?
Not really. I haven't really been involved closely with Dogecoin for a couple of years now, mostly because it started as a joke, and I think it's important that it stays that way. For me now, I really think of Dogecoin as kind of my barometer for how much Bitcoin mania and crypto mania has kind of taken hold, and how much kind of, dumb money is flowing into the space. If a coin that hasn't had development in multiple years can go up to $2 billion, then it's really a sign of the times, and I think that's something that a lot of more people should be paying attention to.
In 2020, the hype around Dogecoin would reach a new peak as Elon Musk got involved. He started periodically tweeting Dogecoin memes. Every time Musk tweeted about Dogecoin, the price would increase. Musk even went so far as to start accepting Dogecoin as payment for select items in the Tesla gift shop. This was only for a limited time, and you could never buy a car with Dogecoin. Whatever Dogecoin Tesla received was immaterial to its consolidated financial results. Why does Elon Musk have so much power over the price of Dogecoin? Dogecoin has no intrinsic value. Its price is determined purely by market sentiment and what traders are willing to pay for it. To understand what drives the price of Dogecoin, we need to understand the psychology of the market participants. In July of 2020, a TikTok account called Kontekst Crypto posted a short video promoting Dogecoin, which soon went viral.
Let's all get rich. Dogecoin is practically worthless. There are 800 million TikTok users. Invest just $25. Once the stock hits $1, you'll have 10 grand. He says, tell everyone you know.
The idea is that if hundreds of millions of people each invest a small amount of money, the aggregate investment will be very large. This buying pressure will pump up the price of Dogecoin, thereby increasing the value of everyone's investment. It is true that buying pressure from millions of retail investors can indeed pump up the price, resulting in paper gains for everyone. But what happens when people try to cash in their gains? The price collapses, and somebody has to be left holding the bag. This type of investing is nothing new. We've seen this happen throughout history for many hundreds of years. For example, in 1636, the price of tulips in the Netherlands skyrocketed. Nobody was buying tulips at these prices just to put them in their home garden. People bought tulips hoping that they could sell it to somebody else for a higher price. We've seen similar dynamics with Beanie Babies in the 1990s and countless other examples throughout history. This can be called a greater fool investment, or a pump and dump. It's a zero-sum game, where the gains of the early investors are paid for by the bag holders who get in too late. There are thousands, if not tens of thousands of cryptocurrencies in existence, the vast majority of which are greater fool investments, no different than Dogecoin. But Dogecoin has been uniquely successful. As of the time of recording this video, Dogecoin is the 6th largest cryptocurrency in the world by market cap. Of the top 10 cryptos, it is the only one that was started as a joke, and does not even pretend to have any real-world utility. So why has Dogecoin been so uniquely successful as a meme coin? The fact that Dogecoin was created as a joke and didn't have an ICO works to its advantage. This creates the perception of being fair and democratic. In the words of Elon Musk, Dogecoin is the people's crypto. This makes Dogecoin more attractive to novice investors who know little about the crypto market. More sophisticated traders see this. They may buy Dogecoin in anticipation of certain events that they believe will cause novice investors to buy the coin. The most glaring example of this was Elon Musk's appearance on Saturday Night Live in May of 2021. Many investors bought Dogecoin hoping to dump it for a profit if Musk mentions the coin on national TV. The thinking was that many SNL viewers will hear about Dogecoin for the first time and thus buy it. Musk indeed mentioned Dogecoin in his SNL skit, but instead of increasing, the price plunged by 30%. The people who bought Dogecoins leading up to the SNL appearance thought they were the smart ones who would make a quick buck dumping their coins onto the unsophisticated SNL audience. In reality, they themselves were the losers, as too many people were trying to do the same thing. It's almost impossible to reliably make money with greater fool investments because it's impossible to know when to sell. You buy the coin hoping to sell it to someone else for a high price, who in turn wants to sell it to someone else for an even higher price, and so on. It's a recursive game of chicken. When there are millions of traders involved, it's impossible to solve this problem with any degree of certainty. Nobody thinks that they'll be the greatest fool, but somebody has to be. If you get involved with one of these investment schemes, you're just as likely to hold the bag as anyone else. This brings us to the recent election of Donald Trump as the 47th President of the United States. Following the election, the price of Dogecoin more than doubled, giving the altcoin a market capitalization in excess of $50 billion. Elon Musk has established himself as one of the biggest supporters of Donald Trump. For years, Dogecoin has been closely associated with Elon Musk. By extension, it has now become associated with Donald Trump. Shortly after winning the election, Trump announced that Elon Musk will lead a new agency called the Department of Government Efficiency, or Doge for short. This has created a greater fool frenzy, just like we saw prior to the 2021 Saturday Night Live skit. The stated purpose of Doge is to identify wasteful government spending which can be cut. This will reduce the budget deficit. Here's a short clip of Musk talking about Doge at a Trump rally.
But we set up Doge.
Yes.
How much do you think we can rip out of this wasted $6.5 trillion Harris-Biden budget?
Well, I think we can do at least $2 trillion.
Yeah!
Yes.
$2 trillion.
In the fiscal year of 2024, the government spent approximately $6.6 trillion. This is broken down into 3 segments: discretionary programs, mandatory programs, and net interest. Mandatory programs are things like Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. If you qualify to receive Social Security payments, the government is required by law to give them to you. The Department of Government Efficiency would not have the authority to unilaterally change the eligibility requirements for Social Security or any other mandatory program. Thus, the Department of Government Efficiency does not have the power to reduce mandatory spending. Net interest spending is the same. The government is required by law to pay interest on its debts. The only thing Doge can cut are discretionary programs, which include things like the military, infrastructure spending, and dozens of federal agencies. In fiscal year 2024, discretionary programs cost $1.9 trillion. Elon Musk's promise to cut $2 trillion of spending is nonsensical. You cannot cut $2 trillion from a $1.9 trillion budget. Furthermore, we already have the Government Accountability Office, which was created in 1921 to do the exact same thing that the new Doge is supposed to do. To summarize, Elon Musk wants to create a new government agency, which is substantially identical to an existing government agency. And with this new agency, Musk promises to achieve cost savings that are mathematically impossible. Just like the cryptocurrency it's named after, the Department of Government Efficiency is a farce that will accomplish nothing. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video. What do you think about Dogecoin? Let us know in the comments section below. As always, thank you so much for watching and we'll see you in the next one. Wall Street Millennial, signing out.